guys! So as I'm playing through, I brought up the last time how Dunsparce and Abra are found in a lot of places, but as I'm playing through, I'm realizing, one, they're found in almost a lot of the games, like 7 to 8 of them in a row, and two, I actually found another Pokemon that I think is funny that is inside so many games, because inside of either Scarlet or Violet, I can't remember what the version exclusives, because without the book, it's harder to memorize that type of stuff, because the books actually do help people like me memorize it. But no, something I found is that inside of one of them, you can catch Bagon, and also its second evolution is Shelgon in the wild. Salamence you can catch inside raids, but you cannot catch it in the wild, technically. But it does have a small percent chance to actually form inside of the Blue Bay Academy, but it's so small to find that raid. It's just like the Dotla and the Gothitella raids. They are so small. It's very hard to find. But inside of that game, and then you also have Diamond and Pearl remakes, where Bagon is actually part of it. Part of it is just at the national dex level. So right now I don't have to find it, but I'm gonna have to when I get to that game. And then you have, let's see, Arceus didn't have it. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee didn't. Yeah, Thor, you're silly boy. But then if we go back to 3DS games, you have to spend, there's a Bagon with a 1% chance on Route 3, which is right after the first trial. But also it has a 1% chance to call in a Salamence, which I just did, and I've been keeping track of how many calls it takes. It took 63. I found 4 Bagons, and I love this fact about Sun and Moon, is that Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Moon have one big difference. In Ultra Sun and Moon, they took away the fact that a Pokemon can constantly call. Unless you have the Adrenaline Orb, which are not unlocked until after the Water Trial, you physically have to just have it call once, kill both, and then leave the battle, and you physically have to re-find it. So it means it's harder to find them. But like on Sun and Moon, they can keep calling. So I only had to find 4 Bagons, but it called 63 Bagons until I finally found the one Salamence I was looking for, and it took 2 days. So trust me, if you're going to play Sun and Moon for the SOS encounters, do not play Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, unless you want to play through half of the story and half of the game, going all the way to the Fire Trial, beating that, and going all the way back to where you've almost beaten the second island. Yeah, it ain't worth it. Unless you have a friend. Lemonade, can you please stop, baby girl? I love you, but you don't need to attack my face, honey. But unless you have a physical friend who can trade you all those Adrenaline Orbs, it's just searching and searching, because you are not going to be able to go past one SOS call completely for Ultra Sun and Moon. But in Sun and Moon, they had that fixed to where, which I don't understand why inside the updated version they took this away. I don't understand. If any of you guys know, please let me know, because I honestly disagree with it. Because it made the SOS encounters actually possible to chain and actually shiny hunt at the beginning of the game, instead of having to go through the half of the whole second island and pretty much beating the second island just to get it unlocked. Which, for me personally, I agree with. Because I know that Salamence Hunt in Ultra Moon is going to be a lot longer, because I had to call 64 SOS encounters, and I found 63 Bagons and 1 Salamence, and I got it at level 12 and a female, so I'm good. But no, I noticed that Salamence is also another Pokemon that is inside a lot of games. Like inside X and Y, on the way to the second gym on Route 8, Salamence is a 1% encounter. Inside of, no, not that one. Thinking about it. One sec. There was another game I knew I had to find Salamence, but I can't remember it right now. But one of the other ones. And these are all just right after the first gym. I did get lucky on one thing though. On Sova, I was playing through, and you know how if you actually go and get the phone numbers, they'll randomly call you inside the game? Which, inside of Huckle and Sova, I wish they actually did pause it so you actually had to answer the phone, because it's so easy to ignore. But one of the things that happened is I got one of those daily swarms that Ralph, the fisherman on the Route 33, can actually call you on Route 32. He can call you and tell you, hey, there's a whole lot of quillfish over here. which normally Crowfish you can't even get until you get the second rod, which is a good rod, which you don't even get until after the 4th gym. But for the fact that I was able to get that inside of Silver right now, I physically have a Crowfish on my team because I'm like, I've never been able to get this at level 5. Normally I've already have a water type and I'm all set up, so I never actually think about it. But the fact I could get it early made it worth it, which I find so cool. But I'm noticing that there's certain Pokemon breeds that no matter what game they're in, they're either going to be really hard or they're going to have some mechanic that's going to make them leave the battle. Like Abra has Teleport inside of some of the old games. So if you encounter Ralts, it actually had a 1% chance to only have Teleport instead of just Growl, which means it could leave the battle too. But Ralts is another one I was just thinking about, because Ralts is inside so many of these games. Like, you have to catch Ralts in X and Y right after the second gym. You have to get it inside of before the first gym, you have to get it inside of all the Gen 3 games, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and also the remakes, which are Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. But I think that's so cool that they did that with certain ones, and they still made Ralts hard to find. No matter what game you're playing and looking for it, it's hard to find. Even inside X and Y, while it has a little bit better, it's only a 10% chance inside the random grass that you're going to find it. So while it does have the 1% chance or the 4% chance it has inside of Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire, it still has that. It still is something you have to find to continue through to catch all the Pokemon possible before you go to the next gym. And I really like that fact. But that's just something else I noticed. If you guys like, please like. And if you guys want to comment or let me know about something else you may have noticed while playing the older games every now and again, please let me know. I like learning these silly facts about certain franchises and things like that because I find them entertaining. But also I've loved history, so it could be that too. But I was just thinking about that. But if you guys do, let me know down in the comments, and if you could, please subscribe. You can always turn it off. You can always turn off my notifications. You don't have to have them on. You can always go ahead and unsubscribe later if you don't like me. I understand. I'm not going to be upset, but I am trying to get to 500, so if you guys could, please subscribe. That would be great. But I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.